Good afternoon. Well, hold on. It's still morning, I think. Good morning. How are you doing? It's Paul Morellis here, and thanks for joining me on Facebook and also YouTube. Well, you usually hit about 10 o'clock in the morning, but running a little bit behind today. Hopefully you don't mind, and we've got a lot to talk about. Could be looking at some potential for flooding, not only this afternoon, but I really think overnight tonight as the frontal boundary pushes through. All right, hey, let's say hi. First thing we'll do is say hi to some folks. Chivo, how are you doing? And Earl, how are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing great. Jose, how are you doing? Denise, how are you doing? And Chivo, oh, allergies. Are you saying that I sound like I've got allergies? Or, because sometimes I do sound like that. But anyway, all right, let's take a look outside. Let's go to the 2 box. There we go. Boy, this is a close-up. This is a real close-up view here. I don't know if you like it or like it, don't like it. I don't know, but we're going to be close, I guess. Temperature outside, 82 degrees. Calaveras Lake coming in at about 79. We've got a lot of cloud cover, and we've got a lot of humidity out there. Let's start off with the radar. Here's the good news. We've got just one warning that's close to us. Let's say we've got 2 warnings. We've got a flash flood warning for Edwards County, and that's until 2 o'clock this afternoon. And we've got a flash flood warning until 12:30, and that's going to be for the eastern portions of Gillespie County. Seen a lot of rainfall so far this morning, ton of it. Raining really heavy right now. I love how we can kind of zoom in here. Raining very heavy over around Gonzales. A lot of lightning strikes. This is moving off to the north. So Gonzales, I know it's coming down in buckets. And with so much tropical moisture in place, where you see the yellows and reds, it's raining very heavily in those locations. Over here, just western portions of Kerr County, we've got some pretty good rain there as well. So I'm going to put this into motion and see what the movement's like. Yeah, you can see the rain really starting to fill in just to our south, down towards Atascosa County, Frio County, down towards Cotulla. Seeing more and more showers. They're not really all that big, but a lot more activity. And this is all going to be moving from the south to the north. And we've already seen 2 to 3 inches of rain in a lot of locations. So it's not going to take a whole lot more to put us back into another flood warning and definitely have a flood watch. Okay, so this is another way to look at it. I've already showed you the movement. Most of this activity is moving from south to north. And notice out west how that activity is kind of moving from west to east. That's with the frontal boundary. And temperatures are cooling off quite a bit behind that front. All right, so we've got this flash flood watch that is in effect. And this flash flood watch is in effect all the way through tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And in this watch area, the way I see this working out is I think over the next 24 hours, anybody in that watch area, you could easily pick up 2 to 5 additional inches of rain, but there will be some places that will pick up 8 inches. Yes, isolated amounts of 8 inches of rain. I'm really kind of concerned overnight because I do think some areas will see a lot of rainfall. We need the rain, of course. Elmendorf staying dry for now, but you're going to see the rain as well. And the cold front is going to move through, I think, this afternoon, not this afternoon, this evening. Sometime around 8 o'clock. We'll take a closer look at it, what I think, the timing and everything. First of all, let's take a look at the temperatures right now outside. We've got 82, but look at this. Del Rio continues to drop. Del Rio now at 61 degrees, a good 20-degree difference as you drive along 90. Matter of fact, Hondo's at 84. And Del Rio's at 61, so that's a big difference in temperatures. Carrizo Springs, you're in the 60s. Uvalde's in the 60s. Rock Springs in the 60s. And especially compare that with locations to the south and east, down around Beeville, 90 degrees. George West is at 90. Victoria coming in at 90. Very significant frontal boundary, especially for this time of the year. It's coming in a little early, but you know, I've been talking about this since last week, how high temperatures on well, actually, I thought Wednesday we'd have highs in the upper 70s. We're actually going to hit the mid-80s. But I think tomorrow our high temperatures will only be in the 70s. And there's a couple of really reliable computer models that say we'll start off in the 50s tomorrow morning. Not sold on that. I do think the hill country will be. I wish I could go back further. But yesterday afternoon, not going to believe this, but in Midland, Odessa yesterday, the high temperature was 91. And a few hours later, they were in the 50s. And look at Amarillo. This was last night. Amarillo, 39 degrees. Look at that frontal boundary. It doesn't take a whole lot of imagination to see where that front is. Midland right now, 47 degrees. Amarillo's at 38. Dallas-Fort Worth, 80, and we're sitting at 82. Corpus Christi, 91. Brownsville, 91. Very sharp frontal boundary for this time of the year. So the reason I don't like this setup, the reason I think there's potential for some pretty heavy rain overnight is you've got this real shallow cold front Okay, it's a sharp cold front. Same time, you've got a lot of moisture, and you've got this upper level system to the west that's going to cause a lot of lift. So that's a pretty bad recipe. It's actually a good recipe if you want flooding rains. Let's take a look at some of these temperatures across the nation. It is really chilly up north, especially for September. Look at Denver. Denver's at 32, and I've been talking about this for a day or two. Denver Monday hit 93. Now they're at freezing at 32, but this has only happened 14 times, I believe, from a major reporting station since 1900, that a location has hit 90 degrees or better, and then the next day had measurable snowfall. Doesn't happen all that often, but boy, a lot of snow out there in Colorado right now. And you can see how that moisture is just kind of being funneled up into Texas and then up north. Look at Wichita, Kansas, only 48 degrees, while Little Rock's at 84. Just amazing. We can take a better look at this upper level pattern by looking at the water vapor. This is over the last 24 hours. Look at that upper level low there in Colorado and Utah, and notice what it's doing. See that blue there across Texas? Those are cold cloud tops. So again, you've got that frontal boundary, you've got a lot of moisture, ample moisture in place, and then you've got this tremendous amount of lift that's taking place. And so there's going to be some areas that are going to see some pretty heavy rainfall. And let me say hi to some folks. I have to wash my car. It's collecting dust. This is what Chivo says. Well, it's not going to collect much dust if you have it outside. It's going to rain. And Helen, yeah, you know, it's not going to be what you call cold, but it will be definitely cooler. And Maggie, beautiful, like that. And it's 2020. Anything's possible, right? That's what we've been saying. And Timothy, yes, I know. We got an early fall coming to South Texas, which is really great thing. Okay, so let's take a closer look. We're going to look at all this in detail. This is what I think is going to happen. That frontal boundary, I already showed you that. Temperatures are cooling down. Matter of fact, this is a real reliable computer model. This is the NAM. And notice how the speed of that frontal boundary is even quicker than what this high-resolution computer model said, because I showed you Uvalde's already in the 60s. The frontal boundary's already made it through Uvalde, and according to this computer model, should be 90 at 4 o'clock. Well, that's definitely not going to happen. So anyway, so frontal boundary pushes through, and we'll have to watch. I can't tell you exactly where this is going to happen, but it's going to happen tonight. This frontal boundary is a real shallow front, and so eventually it's going to stop. I think it's going to, or slow down markedly. When that happens, right behind that frontal boundary, there's going to be a zone of rain that will continue for several hours. And that's going to be bad because it's going to be a lot of tropical moisture in place and heavy rainfall. In this particular computer model, this has got the HRRR high resolution. It's the high resolution rapid update model. What is it? High resolution rapid, I don't, anyway, it's a very high reliable computer model, and I can't remember what the third R is for, but anyway, look at this. Right behind that front for several hours, starting at about 7 o'clock this evening, to 8, to 9, to 10, to 11, to 12. If this verifies, it's going to be bad news for some folks in that flash flood watch area. This is only one computer model, but I don't like what I see here. And then temperatures by tomorrow morning for us will be in the lower 60s and 50s in the hill country tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow it's going to be really hard for us to warm up. I think this particular computer model says we'll only get into the upper 60s tomorrow afternoon. Probably lower 70s is probably more like it, but either way. So how much rain are we talking about? Oh, we don't want to do that. Let's take that back. Okay, so how much rain are we talking about? Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with the HRRR. And let's take a look. Okay, it still bothers me. I know that name of that computer model. Anyway, all right, so this is what it says. And then I was showing you as that front moves through, the overrunning up and over it and persistent in just a certain area. It adds up to about 6.5 inches there around Hondo and close to 8 inches just outside of Bernie. Now hold on a minute. This is one computer model. I cannot tell you that that's exactly where the bullseye is going to be. But I can tell you this, that somewhere in that flash flood watch, there's going to be a bullseye, and there's some of the rainfall amounts are going to be pretty high, anywhere from 4 to maybe as high as 8 inches in a small area. And that's going to cause some flooding. So I just want you to be on your toes, especially overnight in portions of the hill country. That's where I think we're going to see some of the heaviest rainfall. It looks like best bet is overnight between 10 o'clock tonight and about 4 o'clock in the morning. So just keep it here on KENS 5, and we'll keep you updated on what exactly is going to transpire. Hey Jeff, how are you doing? Station Alaska, 88 tonight, and miss it. Yeah, I bet you Alaska was something else. I bet. And Jesse says, bring on the cool weather. And Brenda says, can't work in this rain. Well, terrible, but we needed the rainfall, Brenda. You know we need the rain. Timothy, way better than 100-degree weather. There's no doubt about that. Anytime we get temperatures below average and also bring on the rain, it's definitely a good thing. And Rob, there you go. It's a refresh. I could not think of refresh for the life of me. High resolution, rapid refresh. Yes. That's it, Eric. You got it too. All right. Thank you so much for helping me out today. I don't know why I could not think of refresh, but anyway, very good computer model. All right, let's see. Here's my 7-day forecast. Today, mid-80s. We get that flash flood watch. It's in effect. Runs through tomorrow. And I've had these numbers for a while. I may be actually a little warm, but let's stick with this. Lower 60s for a low tomorrow morning, and about low to mid 70s for high, around 74. I think that's going to be really close. And then Friday, 66 for a low, 85 for a high. I still think, now Friday, we're going to see some sunshine. But I still think with kind of a general, what's the best word for it, trophiness, I think in the afternoons through the weekend, even though we're going to hit lower 90s, I think we'll have a chance for some rain. And then we've got another front coming in Sunday, so let's pop that rainfall up to about 70% in the evening. And then guess what? I think behind it, Monday, probably won't be as cool as this frontal boundary, but 86, not bad, 50% chance of rain. I think Tuesday, probably around 90 and a 50% chance of seeing some rainfall. And I wouldn't be surprised if I have to take those temperatures down a little bit for Monday and Tuesday. But either way, aside from a flash flood threat, this is good news. We're picking up some rain and temperatures coming down. And by the way, I think that we've seen the peak of summer. The hottest weather is behind us. That's good. I think from here we gradually go down. And also in the tropics for the next week or so, we don't have to worry about the tropics because of the upper level pattern. But as far as the Gulf of Mexico is concerned, the tropics will make a comeback, I think, as we head towards the middle to the latter part of the month. So don't forget about that. And then usually once we get into October, it's pretty much over with. So we've got a couple of weeks for the end of September, but those couple of weeks could make a big difference. So we're not out of the woods there. All right, one more last hi to everybody. Adrian, Anika, do they win anything? I know, right? They should win something for helping me out with that. And Rebecca, no, you're not going to need your sweater, probably. Hill country, you might briefly, because I do think in the hill country it's going to be in the 50s tomorrow morning. That's right, George. Football weather, exactly right. And I'm kind of loving this weather. And no rain for Poteet yet, but I hate to make promises, but Colleen, yes, you're going to see some rain. And you probably won't see the big, huge rainfall amounts, but you will pick up some rain, probably inch. Johnny, all right, bring on the rain. And again, hey, I really appreciate everybody being with me this morning. And it's right around 12 o'clock. It's time for noon. You can put on KENS 5 and Station Wilson's on there. And then you can watch I Believe It's Bill tonight. 4, 5, 6, and 10, and then I'll be around tomorrow morning. It's going to be an early morning, I think. I hope it doesn't work out the way I think it will, but I probably will be in bright and early. I'll probably get in here tomorrow morning a little earlier than usual, 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully I won't have to be doing cut-ins, but if we do, we will let you know first. All right, thanks for joining me, and make it a great afternoon.